Great entrance. Hey, hey. Now introducing my co-host, my partner in chief. All right, Tokes, we are back.
We
We are
are
back in
back.
the
We
left.
are back. We are back.
How
Ah,
are we doing in the chat? It's been a
chat,
long time coming. Oh my
chat,
gosh.
chat, chat. It's been real long. So first and foremost, we want to thank all the sponsors this year. We want to thank all the fans once again. Nightcap was in very, very high demand. Um, Me and Hamada were able to secure a few sponsorships so
Mhm.
that we are now getting compensated for Nightcap, and that is all thanks to you fans and all the Loyals fans for
Mhm.
allowing us to be able to make money now from Nightcap, and we're just gonna take it bigger and better
We're
things.
not making any money.
We're gonna just
We're
take
doing
it
this for
on
the
to
love of the
bigger.
game. We're doing this for the love of the game.
Look, I'm still doing it for the love of the game, but the money doesn't hurt. Anyways,
Kick us off, Tokes.
um, we have a few announcements that me and Hamada need to go over before we get on to reviewing teams, reviewing rosters, making week one predictions. So the first change that is coming this league is we moved to 8 teams, and so team everyone knows that we will be playing at Blue Valley West, which is the stadium. So and I know a lot of people have been asking about jerseys. So, to my knowledge, the jerseys did ship, but we might not get them for week one. There's still a chance that they might come in or might not. But as of right now, we're projected to get jerseys week two.
Mhm.
So, I know the commish, Omar Al Ahmed, he's he's I think texted each captain, and they've been able to kind of see what we're gonna do for week one. As far as rule book goes, we're switching back to the 7 yard rusher rule, and we added a block in the back penalty this year as well. So other than that, the rule book is the same. Am I missing anything on announcements?
We got jerseys taken care of. We got delay taken care of. Rush yard, rush rule taken care of. Did we mention the incoming media we're gonna have this year?
Yeah, we're gonna have Qasim doing the media, so we're gonna have hype videos. We're gonna have upgraded pictures this year. We have a VEO camera for highlights, and then also I just wanted to say the jerseys were delayed because of the war that's happening, and so stop the genocide, free Palestine, free everyone. Um,
Sir.
that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, just
So
shout out to the new committee, the new commish. We got new leadership. You know, me, Tokes, Ahmad, as everyone may know, instead of D, and then we got some other people on the sidelines helping out. So shout out to them for making this all happening, and shout out to all the players that signed up and are participating in this league. So shout out to you guys, and I want to get started quick because I got a lot of built up energy on this because I want to unleash and unload on you because you've been talking a lot of smack lately, and I need to shut that crap down immediately. But first, we'll start with the roster recaps. First team. Who do I want to talk about first? You know what? Let's start off with the one and only OP block. The OP suburbs because this team's a home run. We got
look,
Donish. Go off, Tokes. You
Look,
can go.
look, I don't, look, Hamada. I know we got 8 teams this year, so we don't have time to talk about the bummy teams this year. So really, only thing I can say about OP Block is, look, Donis chose his boys, and Donis chose to have fun. So Donis chose fun over winning,
Mm.
bro. I think this team might get like 2 wins maximum, but I do have this team making the playoffs. But we'll talk more about OP Block when they do something relevant. To be mentioned on Nightcap, you've got to be relevant. So I doubt this team will be relevant all year. We'll give them their little 2 minutes of shine. I mean, Jackson, we saw him ball a little bit and pick up. David. I heard he's a really good receiver. Donish has always been a great two-way player in MFL.
Mhm.
But other than that, I don't think we need to say much about OP Block.
Yeah, this is one of the rosters that we did the rankings on Instagram. This is the one I think is perfectly rated. I mean, I would give it an F because I mean, this is the one where you, in hindsight, 2020, we're not gonna be able to tell whether it was good or not because like I don't know any of these players, bro, except Donish and maybe Zafar, but like George Prokop, like what?
Look, I
What? Gian, David Brown, like it sounds like I don't even.
look. These sound like 2K created players, bro.
We can't even see their skins yet, but we're gonna have to wait and
These guys are, you know how in Fortnite when you have the locked characters and the,
see.
the characters like in a dark black screen with a question mark over it. That's what these players are right now. We don't know who's good, we don't know who's suck, and we don't know who's mid right now. So until I see this team do something on the field, we play them week one. So I'll know a lot going into
In
week
week
two of
one,
Nightcap.
we're already giving this team Mickey Dubs as the season hasn't even started yet. All right, next up, Palestine Panthers. Let me just name these players off real quick. Faraz, new captain at 50, the youngest captain in MFL history. Like he's got to be right. Or am I? Did I lose memory?
He is the youngest captain in the history of the MFL.
He's this guy we have running a team these days. What has happened in this league? Now we got Mo Darbo drafted first
That's
overall,
a
though.
Julio Jones. That's
First
that's the
overall.
next
Now
Julio
I
Jones.
never saw him, but I got people like Tokes hyping him up like crazy.
Look,
But
he
over
could
AJ
be.
is actually insane. Like he has to be the greatest player to touch the MFL field since EB for him to be justified, be taken first overall by a first time captain. If you're a first time captain, you want to rely on players that have been there, have done that. Players like AJ, players like Ben. But no, he takes Mo Darbo. But time will tell with this guy. Second round, he takes Nuh. And God bless him. The man broke his hand knocking someone out. So he got the dub, but also took an L. So he will be out for the season. That's one of the big announcements for this team. This team was already fighting demons, and now you lose a player like Noor. That's just for a guy like Faraz as a first time captain. That's brutal. And then you got Mohammed and Zaid Saradih, Hussam Yunus. Pretty solid blockers and rushing duo. Ahmad, Yazan, Yunus, Mustafa Dalak, and then Hanif picked up in the last round. So
He's got good blockers and rushers. I'll give him that.
I mean, I don't know where the linebacker play is. I don't know where the corner play is. I mean,
The
you got
defense will be
Ahmad.
atrocious.
The defense is actually going to be atrocious. Mo Darba is going to have to put on a legacy season, not a legacy game. But I mean, I'd also get with Noor, I would have gave this.
I would give this team a C.
No, I would have given him a D because after Noor and then Muhammad and Zara and Zayd and Hassan, like it just fell off.
I
'Cause-
feel like the team could have with Noh. I think Noh, Saradia, Amar, Mo Darbo, those guys could have kept the defense intact. But the thing is, Noh does so much for you, and missing out on Noh and the replacement that he got for Noh, like no shade, he got a bot. He didn't get a second round talent. He
Who
just
do you
got a
get?
bot.
Who do you
So
get?
one of his friends or something. He's like a bot. He's like a blocker or something. But he's a bot.
I don't know if this is worse than OP block, but for now, because there's some players on here that are nice that I've played before that are vets, so I'm gonna give this one a D plus. Let's move on to El Shabab, Aid, Stonehands, Abu Hamda.
I
You know,
actually like this
we
team.
gotta put a we gotta put a warrant out for the commish for letting this guy be captain for the third year in a row after winning one no zero regular season games in his 3 years as a captain. Like this is blasphemous how this guy this might be I don't know what dirt he has on the commish. He probably has some picks that he's blackmailing the commish. I don't know what's going on here, but he's a captain again. But I will say because I do like Ad and I root for Ad, but he has to prove it on the field. He did have a really good draft.
The draft. He had a great
AJ,
draft.
Khalil, Yassid, who's probably the most underrated player in the league still, even though the amount of times I've hyped him up after what he did in the playoffs last year, he's still kind of underrated being drafted in third. And you got backs, how you blocking, one blocker of the year. Isa, Ali Benny, who cooked this guy over here, the Pillsbury Doughboy, so-called Pillsbury Doughboy, cooked this man. And
I broke my finger. I broke
yeah,
my
broke his
finger.
finger. Got had 10 drops in the playoff game while Ali Benny was cooking his ass. And then you got Ahmad Abu Shaban. I don't know who that is. Ziad, he's a soccer player, MSL captain. I don't know how good those skills are going to translate onto the MFL field. And then you got Amir Al Kashawi. So this team, I'm giving this draft an A. You know, the first four picks are freaking amazing. The rushing is shaky. I don't know who's going to be rushing. The blocking's solid. The defense is solid. The wide receivers are there. But at the
I
end
mean,
of the day,
yeah,
it's
I
it's
really
a
like the team. AJ and I, the last time they were together, they made it to the finals. Last time I and AJ were on the same team. They also got Khalil. I mean, I like this team. The only thing is, if you're watching this, you need to grow up. You need to become a real captain. I don't want to see you coming to the games, forgetting your jersey, coming late to the games. Like you need to be a real captain. Like you have the arm strength, the talent is there, but the maturity level hasn't been there. And I think that's why you guys haven't been winning because no one on your team trusts you enough to be a captain. Everyone thinks AJ is the captain on the team. So you gotta actually put your players in place and actually be a captain. If I can take it to the next level leadership wise, I can actually see this team going far. And I have this team making the playoffs. And speaking of that, speaking of playoffs, the next team we're going to talk about is your team, Team Sprite, the team that I have not making the playoffs. This team is diabolically down bad. You're talking about Omar Egypt drafting a bunch of blockers and receivers. I mean, bunch of blockers and rushers. He has no receivers except you, and you're an old man. So, everyone's like, Tokes, sometimes you just talk. But actually, per my sources, per my sources, Omar E.G. Ouija Egypt is in Boston right now eating Boston cream pies while Doomy is going to cream pie him this Sunday and drop 50 points on his head while he's on vacation. This team is not making the playoffs whatsoever, Hamada. It's a wasted season. It's a shameful end to your career, and I
let
just
me
feel
know.
bad for you.
Let me know when it's my turn.
Go ahead. You can have the floor.
Don't interrupt me while I go on this rampage over every point you just made, which is absolutely false because Team Sprite let's turn back the clock a little bit so we can remind this guy, refresh his memory, because I just see a bunch of dust up in there. It looks like that SpongeBob meme where you gotta put the plug in because we gotta turn on that brain again. But last year, had that Sprite with me, with Ben, with Amar Al Ahmed, with Izikov, all those players, we got rated a D plus draft. Guys, I don't make the rankings. This is what they said. And wait, your team was rated number one, was given the A, and the preseason rankings was number one, while my team was number five, just like how it is this season, right? Okay, now next point. That team went 5-0. Egypt should have won MVP, but no, it went to another guy who was on the MVP ballot, which was Ben. And then we had defensive players of the years. We had the best rushers in the league, best corners in the league. All because what's the common denominator, Tokes? Whenever I run a defense, it's a top three defense in the NFL, arguably top two and not number two, because I carry the load and I'm the best defensive coordinator in the league. And humbly speaking, because the facts are facts. But that team got a D plus, and we went 5-0, and then we lost our MVP to this guy's captain, who scored 0 points in the 39 minutes of a 40-minute game against a Benless team. But this guy's forgetting
Listen,
that team with Musa,
that
with
was last
Ayman,
year.
with
That was
Hanad.
last year. Talk about this year. Talk about your
Don't
team
even,
this year.
don't even get
I
me
don't want
started with
to.
that
I
team.
don't want to hear
That's the
what
most
happened in the
weekly dub
past.
we'll
No,
ever
no,
get.
no, 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 buddy. I don't want to hear what happened in the past. Talk about your roster this
Uh, uh, uh,
upcoming season.
I'm about to right now. Just give me 1 second, bud. Now Egypt picks me up in the first round. Okay, it's an 8 team league now, so the roster's a little deeper. The talent gets pushed up the board a little front. So I got drafted in the first round. Okay, so be it. Second round pick, Sohaib, arguably the most dominant player in the league. We
Yeah, he
say
won't wake up on
we
time, buddy.
say
He's not waking up on time.
this is what this man has to say to bring down my team is that my players aren't going to
Listen,
show up on time
yeah.
because
Let me tell
this
you
man is
something.
scared
Let me
because he
tell you
has no
something,
other he
Hamada.
has no other points to make out other than
Hamada.
players showing up late because
If
my
if
team.
if I if I had $1 for every time Suhaib Hamoud was on time, I'd be swimming with Netanyahu right now on a private island with how much money I'd
Hey,
have.
hey, hey, I'm not done yet. It's still my turn. Now, Sohaib and Yusuf Q. Now, what can we say that no other team in this league can say? We got the best rushing duo and the best blocking duo in the league. And what do they say? The games are won in the trenches, and we have that A plus 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 plus. Now let's move on to our wide receiver number two. Now I'll give you this. This is where it kind of falls
You have
off.
a team of wide receiver fours,
Our
buddy.
wide receiver depth is not the greatest in the world, but just last season we had Dawood on the same. We had Dawood on our team, and he was playing really good. He had a little resurgence season, and now who knows? He could be even better. But he's our wide receiver too. So be it. Our wide receiver depth is low key lacking. Now we have James Nawcett, the X factor on our
Oh
team.
no, please don't bring him up.
Listen, James JJ. I know many of these people know Nagib. You know the high flying D1 goalie. This is his brother. So if I'm expecting anything, I'm expecting someone just as athletic, just as fast,
He's
and
not showing up
someone who
either,
arguably
buddy.
has one of the best hands in the league. Now I'm expecting that. Now if that doesn't come, I'm fine. I just need a wide receiver three. Now if you're telling me this man doesn't have wide receiver three talent, I don't know what to tell you because either you're tripping or you haven't seen this man play in 10 years. Now, we're all going to wait and see what this man does on the field because I know a guy on your team that you've been hyping up. Don't even get me started with him.
Wait, hey, we're not talking about my
I'll get
team
started on
yet.
him later. But now, Yanad, Fadi and Yanad, really
No, those that's a
solid,
good pick.
really
Those
solid
guys are
corners.
good. The
Really
yo,
solid
okay, I'll give
corners.
you that. I'll give you that.
And then Ahmad Shattat, he's an MSL player. I've never seen him play. I saw him. People are telling me, per sources, he was cooking on pickup one time. So if he's a wide receiver four, wide receiver
Yeah.
five, I'll take
Listen,
that.
the only thing your wide receiver two is Dawood, and the only thing Dawood is good for these days is selling me houses and making sure my property is good and my toilet is running and my electricity is good. That's the only thing Dawood can provide in 2026. All right. If you need Dawood catching passes, oh, the only thing Dawood will do is
Don't
Dawood
start
just
getting on
pulling
six,
up in
seven
the
and quarter right now.
Dawood's just
That
pulling
man
up.
was cooking
The
your
six
super
seven
captain
corner is
last season.
only pulling up and wearing Meta glasses and just recording TikToks for his IG account and stuff. All right, your team is washed. It's filled with wide receiver threes. This team is not making the playoffs, and Omar EG Ouija Egypt is gonna have his worst MFL season this
Okay,
year.
but I need to get this on the record one more time for everyone at home that's listening. Did you proclaim that this team is missing the playoffs this season in a league with OP Block, in a league with Ad, in a league with Faras? You're
Yes,
saying this is the one team
yes.
that's missing the playoffs. I need on the record. Yes or no?
Though, so since we have 8 teams, guys, just to refresh everyone, one team will miss the playoffs, and my pick to miss the playoffs is Team Sprite.
Okay.
Team Sprite
We'll
will miss the
come back
playoffs.
later when I unleash shit on load on this proclamation right here. You just wait. I'm gonna make you look so stupid. Now, Habibi Elite. You could talk about
Listen,
your former
let me talk about how,
I unleashing on load on him.
I'm the Omar Land guy on the show. Let me talk about him. First and foremost, one Muhammad Alan, he retired. The great Mo Allen, he fed families. He led this legacy for a very long time. But it's time for him to it's time for him to move on. You know, he moved on. He retired. He left the legacy to his little brothers, Omar Alan and Abdullah Alan has joined the league. I'm hearing this guy. He's a D1 wrestler, such a great blocker. Listen, we'll speak about him later. But this team is filled with talent. You've got Musa, reigning rookie of the year. You've got 6'9" Tofik. Look, these two guys are going to be a really great duo, and Big O has one of the biggest arms in the league. Now, the only knock on Big O was that he gets out of the pocket a little too early. He doesn't sit in the pocket. He likes to get out early, and that might come back and bite him in the butt because his blockers can be a little iffy. But look, I think this team has a lot of talent. You've got guys who can score touchdowns in one play. There's going to be a really good defense with Musa and Tofik and Omar Alan. Like these three guys can play anywhere on defense. So it's a defense that has a lot of ability to guys to change, play multiple positions. I think this team is going to be really, really good. Big O gets his second year at quarterback. Usually, a rookie quarterback going to his second year, we always see a big leap. Ayad from his first year to second year, he made it to the final. A lot of young quarterbacks going into that second year, the great ones, they take that big jump. And I'm expecting Omar Alan to do it, and I'm expecting Street Culture KC to sponsor us with a lot of Bape shirts, Essential shirts, Balenciaga for Player of the Weeks and stuff like that. So I think this team is going to be really good this year.
Now, you're telling me if I like this team? I don't like this team. I love it. This team.
Oh yes,
This team.
yes.
This is the one and only time you will see me and Tokes on the same page. But I actually love this team. I agree with you. Oh, I don't know how I'm saying this, but I actually agree with you. The only second year captain that I actually believe in. You know, first year he showed us a lot of promise. Ad showed us a lot of promise, and then he fell off a cliff heading into his second season. But unlike Ad, this man, he has the drive, he has the passion, he has the will to win, and the will to carry his team into the to the promised land. I love his first three picks. I absolutely no. The third pick I don't like as much, but picking Musa up in the first round, Musa is also a second year player, super talented, like arguably top three talent in the league. We just have to see it translate on the field. Sometimes he makes some boneheaded plays. He's not in his he's not in his right zone because sometimes we usually play zone. He usually be playing man. Sometimes he roams off. He's a roamer. Sometimes he loses he loses his play on the field. He loses his instincts a lot. I'll give him that. He does rely on instincts, but sometimes he needs to use a little bit IQ too. But great receiver, great talent. I love that first round pick. Second round pick, Tawfiq. Absolutely love that talent as well. For a guy like Ahmad Adlan who loves to chuck it deep, who are like he's a gunslinger. He's gonna throw it down the middle. He's gonna try to put it in tight spots, jump balls. Tawfiq's a perfect player to complement his style. Now in the third round, here's where I like the idea. His picks were all based off. Players are like really talented, super fast. He picks up Malik and Luz in the third. Now Malik was one of the X factors on our team last year on Halab Sprite. He was amazing. Now he's a rusher. And he's also he doesn't have the greatest hands in the world, but he's a perfect when you got
Check down.
when you got players like Musa and Tawfiq who's going to be running mid to deep routes, a player like Malik to check it off to instead of a player like this guy from across from me, Tokes. Malik can take it to the house. He can make every player on the defense miss. So he's an incredible player, but a check down merchant, also rusher in the third round. I get it because he's arguably one of the most talented, was one of the quickest players in the league. So I understand the pick. And then in the fourth round, we got Nur Saeed. Do you even?
Well, he needed a blocker.
I don't know who that is.
He was on Galleria last year. He's a good blocker and rusher.
Fourth round. I don't like that. That's the only
No,
pick I
I
don't
don't know
like.
fourth round, but you got to think about it, Hamada. With 8 teams, talent level is going to get pushed. So
Yeah,
like I get
that's true.
like he got his receivers, then he just got a bunch of blockers.
And then in the fifth, Adam Abbas, player, OG
Oh,
player,
Adam
youth
Abbas.
himself.
Oh,
Him and Malik.
oh.
People will. I'll try to describe these players for you. So Adam, if I had to relate comp him to a player, it'd be like Malik, someone who doesn't have the best hands in the world. Like you can't really trust him down the middle, down deep, contested. But is a player you can dump off. Also one of the fastest players in the
Yeah,
league.
he played with
In
us
a
7 years
line,
ago.
in a straight
Yeah,
line,
he's really good.
he's not as elusive as Malik. He's not as agile, but in a straight line, he's one of the quickest players in the league. And also, top. I'm gonna say right now, top five corner in the league. I think Tokes because he played with me, he can vouch for that.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
also, I love that pick in the
yeah.
fifth. Backer played with Dumi last year. Really solid, security blanket type player, and also a smart corner. And then you have Tawfiq. I didn't see who. I don't know who that is. Oh, Tawfiq,
Oh,
UNBL player
oh,
Tawfiq.
he's good.
He's really athletic.
Yeah, he came to
Kinda,
pick up. No, he came to pick up. He's a
he
really
did.
good receiver. He's a
Really?
really good receiver. I forgot he's on that team. I thought he was on Doomy's team. Oh,
Wow.
this team. Wait, this team is getting
Better and
better
better.
and better the more I look at it.
And then
Don't get me
Abdullah Alan.
don't get me
That's
started about Abdullah Alan. Don't get me
then
started.
Ahmad Dirbas. He's the one
I get
washed away. No
Listen,
disrespect,
no,
no shade here, but this
don't get me
team.
started on Abdullah Alan. Abdullah Alan gets me going. I mean, this guy turns me on. Not in that way. He turns me on football wise. He's such a good blocker, and like the physical length and girth and strength that he has
A bunch
to
of good
to
players.
pancake defenders.
Mhm.
Oh,
I like that
don't
pick.
this
I like
team
that pick.
and then Adam Abbas. Oh, I played with Adam Abbas 7 years ago. Shabab Al Ahad. We had the Legion of Boom team that year. We allowed the lowest points in MFL history that year, and Adam Abbas was one of the best corners of all time. Listen, this team is just getting better and better the more I look at it. I can potentially see this team going to the final. I
I don't
can
know.
see this team going to the final.
Yeah, no, this is a potential. This is a potential contender. I think we got three contenders. I think this is one of them. So next, Galleria Guardians. This team also, I'd say had a pretty. I'd give it like a B minus draft. But Ben, first round pick, perfect. Idris, second round, perfect. Omar Al Ahmed third round. We picked him up in I think in the fourth last year, but the league got
But
deep.
it's with the 8 teams.
Uh,
Yeah,
Makes sense. Another good pick. Laith Ashkar. Never heard of him, but I heard he's really
I
good.
heard he's good.
So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Muaz, really underrated player. Tawfiq, almost Tawfiq like height. Tawfiq like hands. I don't know if he's fast, but he's definitely quick for his size.
Moaz
Abdullah
is good.
Abdul, Abdullah Abdul, I heard he's pretty good. Abdullah Abdul Saeed, who's a
Wait. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that
Suhaib,
is.
Sophia.
Anthony. I don't know who Ben Anthony is. And Zuhair. So the first 6 rounds, I say really solid. This team has the rushers, has a safety in Ben. You got your corners in Ahmad. You got your rushers in Idris. So this team's also solid. But I don't see him as a contender. I mean, and the same guy had AJ, had Noor, had Khalil, had Yazen, had Idris, had Suhaib. I just named off an all 11, all decade roster from MFL, and this team couldn't win a playoff game. So don't get me started. I don't believe in this team at all. Good roster, but I just told you the roster you had last year. What makes you think any different this year? So I'm sorry, no hate on Ben. I love Galleria. That brand is clutch, hella fire. I got a couple of their apparel, but as far as contenders are concerned, they're pretenders, and it's not even close. What do you? What do
Look, this is the same team who had. This is the same quarterback who had 8 interceptions in a playoff game. 8. Amir broke the record for most interceptions in a playoff game. Look, I've always said it, Hamada. The quarterbacks, their legacies are always defined by how they perform in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Amir doesn't have a team as good as he does last year. He does have a good team, but again, he's the one who's throwing the football. And a guy who throws 8 interceptions in a playoff game is a guy that I can't trust at all. So I don't care how good the team is. Just like we saw last year, an all-star, all-decade roster, and 8 interceptions. How do you throw 8 interceptions in a playoff game with that roster? And you still had a chance to win it. You had a chance to still win the game, and you couldn't even lead a game-winning drive. So not only are you not clutch, you're also a turnover-prone quarterback. Those are the 2 things you can't have at
Mm-hmm.
all. Those
You
are
can
the
have
two
one
things
of
that are
them.
going to
I
kill
know you
you.
can only have one of them. You can't have both.
So this team is also on my list to potentially not make the playoffs, but I think just with the roster that they have, they might be able to slip into the playoffs, but this team is not going to make any noise this year at all.
All right. Now moving on to the last 2 teams. What
You
most
know,
people say are the 2 best teams, the favorites to win. Minus 300, 3-1, 2-1 favorites. It's a toss 'em. It's a pick 'em between these 2 teams. I want to get started with. Let's go with Jerusalem Jags. This team, wow, A+ draft. I mean, there's nothing much to be said. You got Domi. He's your best, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and one of the best safeties in the league. You got that solidified, and they got Monty in the first round. You know, 3-time first round pick, solid player, one of the best rusher in the league, great receiver. And you got Zayd Dulak in the second round. Absolutely, that's probably one of my favorite picks of the draft. I love that pick. Zayd, hopefully, hasn't consumed too many McChickens lately and is on the on season, training to play tight end or offensive line, whatever he's playing at Blue Valley North. He's a really talented player. Just last league, he ate himself out of shape. But this year, hopefully, it's a little different story. Nadim in the third round, best third rounder in the league. Izakov in the fourth, absolutely loved that pick. Really solid. He was a cornerstone in our defense last year for that Sprite. Yusuf Khatib, never played in MFL, but look at his girth and tonnage and that size and his athleticism. Don't even start on that. Beautiful, love that pick. Sami Agha in the seventh. Sami's a high IQ player, solid player, not a game changer, but someone that won't lose you a game, but won't win you a game. That's the best way I can say it. Mehed Chaudhry, you know, anyone that goes to UMKC knows this. I compared this guy to Kawhi Leonard. This man has the craziest hops I've ever seen for his size. Imagine if me and him are the same size, but his hops is athletic. Imagine that. Now he's never played football. I don't know about football, but if his athleticism could translate on the field, boy, we're in for a rude awakening. And then you got Ahmad Al Abdullah, cool pick. Someone, you know,
I heard he's not playing. I heard he won't be able to make it.
no, probably yeah, probably. And then Ramiz, I don't know who that is, but I'd give this an A- draft as well. I love the first 6 picks, absolutely love them, and that's like basically your starters. So the starting one of the best starting lineups in the league. Top 2 in the league, top 2 probably gonna win the chip. Well, unless it's another team. And I'm not talking about Mu'minin, but we'll get started on them later. Tokes, anything?
Yeah, I mean, look, Doomy's top two quarterback. He was finally able to get over the hump and get a playoff game, a playoff win. He made it to the final. He got a chance to taste what a final felt like, even though he got absolutely destroyed and blown out in a final. He got 44 points dropped on him in a final by the greatest MFL player that has
Remember
ever
that
touched
same
the
team had
football
Ali
field.
Pelli come in out of the cetera shift. The same team with Ubi
Listen, we'll
on
talk
one
about
hamstring,
Sudani in a
Monty
bit.
on one hamstring. Yasser Khalifa was the best player, and he was huffing and puffing because look at him and his
Listen,
size. Let's
listen.
get
I'll talk
started.
about Omar Sudani in a bit, but look, this team is built really well. Zayd Dullock is back to. He cut his weight down. He's back to the Zayd of last spring where he dominated. Look, he has Monty again. A lot of familiarity. He's got Nadeem, so he's playing with guys he's played with before. And all a great quarterback really needs is chemistry because he's going to turn the guys around him better than what they already are. So, look, I expect this team to make a run to the final. But once again, Doomy is a shaky playoff performer. So
I think he beat the Demons last year though.
yeah, I can see Doomy maybe losing a playoff game. I wouldn't be surprised, but I expect him to make it to the final. I mean, I think it's an A+ draft. Obviously, I mean, there's really not many holes on this team, and if there are any holes, the quarterback play will make up for it. So there's not much to say about a team like that. And now we're gonna move on to the best team, the reigning defending champions,
Tokes.
Mu'mineen. What
I
can
need
I
to
say
unleash an
about the
unload. I need to
what can I
unleash.
say about the quarterback for this team? Let me go first, Hamad. This is my team. I want to talk about my team. This is look. This is my first time playing with Omar Sudani. We've been playing together since we were 4 and 5 years old, all the way back to the backyard days, and even since back then, Omar was a special talent. Omar was one of those kids who he's a grown man amongst boys. Just he's one of the greatest talents to have ever graced the MFL field, and he showed it again last year when he went all the way, won himself another dominant championship. Now he's got 2 rings as a quarterback. He's trying to go and get that third ring. He's got a ring at receiver. I mean, what can't this man do? He drafted a phenomenal roster. You look at the weapons that he has at his disposal. We've got Yanal, we've got Awad, we've got the greatest rookie of the year, the guy who will win rookie of the year this year, Little Beans. Oh my God, Little Beans is such a great talent. Then you got Tokes, Yezen. He's got great blockers, 913 Abdullah. Look, our team is just built so balanced, and we've got the best quarterback of all time, the best quarterback of all time
The
leading
most
us.
Mickey quarterback of all time.
We're going all the way. We're going to win a championship. And listen, Omar is going to cement his legacy as a first ballot Hall of Famer. You got anything to
Are you
add?
finished?
Yeah, I'm done. You can have the floor.
Where do I get started? Now, let me just spit out some facts first and recap this roster real quick. Sudani captain, reigning, defending Mickey Mouse champion, but champion, so be it. Then you got Yanad in the first round. A solid second round, but a very bad first round because this man is one of the most washed players in the league. I've never seen a player fall off a cliff as hard as Yanad.
Oh,
Yanad, I mean,
Yanal helped that team win a ring. Yanal had
Yanad
two
had
touchdowns.
nothing to do with that ring, and I love
Yanal had
Yanad.
two
I love
touchdowns and a
Sudani.
pick in the
He had
final.
nothing to do with that ring. It was
Oh, here we
Doomy.
go.
It was
Here we
Doomy
go with
falling
you
off a cliff,
discredit.
getting gassed in the finals. I know it. You know it. Ali, Yasser, Monty, Ubi, all injured, all coming off the couch. All of them. Don't even get me started with that team playing a back-to-back game. Don't even get me started with that team. Then you got Tokes, the biggest reach in MFL history, and don't get me started with that team. The player we saw just a couple months ago in the spring season drop 5 consecutive passes in a playoff game where it mattered most. Tokes was nowhere to be found. I had to put an APB out on the sideline because he was nowhere to be found. Let me start.
Guys, I had
And then,
surgery
and
on my
then,
finger.
and then you got Abdullah Awad, a
It's
player
not.
making a great linebacker, but also like Tokes, like Yanad, can't catch a ball to save his life. Until, but I'll get started on that. This team, you can build a masjid, but the amount of stone hands they got, you can layer the bricks and bricks. But this is the most stone hands team I've ever seen in my life. And they got 913 Abdullah. I don't know where to start on this guy. I mean, he's a blocker. I mean, this team has 0 blockers, so they have to reach for a middle of the pack blocker. I don't like that pick at all. And then you got Yezen Al Bedoui, the most backpacked player to win a chip. He rode the coattails of Hazem and EB. He rode the coattails of me, Sudani and AJ. This man,
You Sudani and AJ,
he had, he
you
had
got
nothing
injured.
to
You
do.
rode Sudani's
Listen, it's
coattails.
got to be the most. You want to carry the table? Okay, I got one finger on it. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, this man does zero work and gets an A plus on the group project. I mean, yes, ends up. I mean, I don't even know. And then you got Keenan Johnson, aka Little Beans.
You better not diss Beans.
Now this guy, here's a guy that someone's hyping up during pickup, a player that's never played an MFL game in his entire life. A guy. He's a rapper, guys. He's a rapper. He's gonna come on week 1 huffing and puffing, probably gonna wake up late because he's busy in the studio dropping another song. I don't know if you guys heard go.
Go. Hey,
Go.
that song went platinum. He went platinum on that though. He went platinum.
And then my back, I'm like, no, I really like doing shit on my own. Now here's a guy that's busy in the lab dropping albums. Now I don't know. He's my captain said this guy has a potential. My captain, I'm an EGWG Egypt said per sources this guy has first round, second round talent. Now guys, this man is 5'3", 5'4". He's pushing 30. Like I don't if there's ever bias or what do you call it? Recency bias. If there's ever such thing as recency bias, that's the definition of it. One pickup game, guys. We thought I would be the next big thing because of a pickup.
There's
game.
a difference between quarterback and receiver, Hamada.
It was life. No,
Hamada.
Receiver it's easier because no one's freaking trying. You're not gonna have you're not gonna have a cover 2 defense on your running behind you on your coattails like in a pickup game where everything's open. You're running, jogging, and you'll get a free wide open pass. So don't get me started with pickup. The fact that this guy's being hyped because of a pickup game, I don't hear it until I see it on the field. Mohamed Bahra, Huzaifa Nadim, you just got cooked, buddy. And then Abdul Salam. Now, Mu'minin.
Now you have
Little Beans. This team isn't winning a playoff game, not in 3, not in 4, not in 5. But I don't know where to get started. Like, you have a bunch of vets like Tokes, Yanal, Awad, but also a bunch of stone hands. And then if you got to rely on Yezen and Little Beans to come and save the day for Little Sudani, let me rewind the clock for a minute. Sudani, first chip he ever won. My chip. No, I don't know if that's the first, but my chip. That
was our first ring.
That team was amazing, but a little asterisk on that because Dumi ripped off his ear, had to go to the ER. So there's one chip for you. Last season, Benless team. Dumi's the ER version of whatever Dumi had left on his team. Second chip. Now I need to see Sudani do it against a full roster, a healthy roster, and then maybe I'll give him his props. But I'm gonna say I said it once and I'll say it again. Sudani, he might not be as washed as I thought he would be, but he's definitely on the decline. And unless he's versing a Mickey team, he's not getting no rings. And this team, 1,000 times worse than last team, is the same player Sudani and Nidad, except you switch out Alan and Musa for Tokes. Now, this team, I'd give it a C+ draft, but go take the 4 because this team ain't doing crap this
Well,
year.
let me tell you something, Hamada. Now, let me cook you on Nightcap and win this segment. So, you said Yezen rode on the coattails of Sudani, but the second I recall, you dropped a pass in the final that led to a pick 6.
Watch the film. Watch the film. You're a quarterback. You're a quarterback 5 yards behind me. You're a quarterback 5 yards behind me.
Let me talk. Listen, you dropped a pass in the final that led to a pick 6, and then you ended up getting a high ankle sprain and didn't play in that final. You played 6 minutes, and the only thing you contributed was a pick 6 for the other team. Now, let me tell you something about Sudani. You're talking about he got a Mickey ring because he didn't play Dumi. He didn't play Dumi in the final. But last I recall, he dropped 50 points on Dumi's head last year, beat him 44-12 in a final. He beat Dumi 44-12 in a final. That's all that needs to be said about that. Look, this guy, he's the best quarterback. And look, there's a reason Omar drafted guys that he's been playing with his whole life. He's been playing with me his whole life. He's played with the Yanan his whole life. He's played with Awad his whole life. this group of receivers, one of us is either gonna win MVP or offensive player of the year with how much Ahmad is gonna feed us. And then you just throw in Beans. Beans is gonna run streaks all day. The offense is gonna get so open. All right. I think we might have the highest scoring offense in the history of the MFL with this roster. And that's all. And with us going back to the 7 yard rush rule, that makes almost job scrambling even easier. You're talking about you're giving the best scrambling quarterback of all time another split second to throw. Oh, 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 I can't wait.
Is that it?
That's all I have to say.
That's the rebuttal. That's that little crap soliloquy you just went on right there to defend your team. That right there's saying go routes like Sudani's ever thrown a go route in his life. Sudani's a Lamar Jackson merchant, runs around or dumps off. He doesn't know how to make contested throws. He's never done it in his life. Maybe I've seen him do it once or twice in his life. But a guy like Beans, he's not a quarterback friendly guy for a guy like Sudani. Yanad, you throw it deep. This guy, you never. It's a 50-50 ball with him. Wide open, he might drop it. Awed, you never know with Awed. And you, I know with you, you're a 20% catch percentage guy. So this team has the worst collection of hands I've ever seen for a quarterback like Sudani. He's going to be relying on his legs a lot this season. I can tell you that. Now. See, it's convenient how this guy failed to mention the lack of rushing and the lack of blocking on this team. Now, a guy like Sudani, sure, 7 yard rule, but his blocking is horrible. He's going to be running for his damn life. So those receivers you proclaim are going to be one of the best collection of receivers in the league aren't going to get the ball because Sudani's going to be running for his life. And then the rushing, I mean, the rushing. There's no rushes on the team. So a team like me who lacks receiving core, a guy with this team, I'm licking my fingers to play this team because Egypt's gonna have all day. It doesn't matter how trash the receivers are on my team, even though they're not. It doesn't matter how bad they are because you can only guard for so long. Anyone can get open against this team because Egypt's gonna have
Well,
20 seconds. So sure, you might have a decent secondary. You
well,
have.
well, well. Well, Hamada, let me cut you off there.
Am I wrong? Am
So
I wrong, chat? Am I wrong?
So
No.
listen. I guess we'll find out this year because one thing I forgot to mention, guys, we are tracking stats this year. We're tracking everything this year. We're tracking passing yards, rushing yards, receiving yards, sacks, pass deflections, interceptions. We're tracking everything. So no one can hide anymore. We're tracking all the stats this year. So with that being said, that's all the roster recaps done. Hamal, you want to go over a few chat questions before we get up out of here? So chat, if you got any questions for us, give us a few questions. Me and Hamada will probably answer like 3 questions each. And then we've got to get ready for MSL tomorrow. I'm going to practice. I'm a very hardworking man. So I've got a soccer practice to get to. So we'll answer a few questions here.
Okay. Let's see what we got. So Danny, how many rings you got? Two, Cap, one with EB. Guys, let me let you on a little secret. Hazim, the founder of the new age MFL and DMFL in Dallas, came over for a cut on Aid, right? And him and EB, they're chatting it up, talking about the old days of MFL, right? I'm talking about how the only youngins that turned out to be good were players like people that transcended generations, the old and new. I played a couple, and then
Yeah, I played a couple.
those were like the big three, me and Sudani, right?
Yeah.
Here's all I heard Hazim and EB talk about Sudani. One of they ranked him last out of the top three, saying he could never play quarterback in a league like that because the talent was too good. So, and a player that had the shakiest hands in the league, they couldn't trust him at receiver, so they had to hide him at corner, and he would barely get the ball on offense. Until we said, "Wait, why didn't you guys ever try him out at quarterback?" They said he wouldn't have lasted a week at quarterback in that league. Now that's 100% true, Tokes. I don't know if you were there, but that's exactly what came out of Hasn't Thought His mouth. And now here's a guy that you're claiming is one of the best players in NFL history, a guy that has a ring with EB. You want to say I didn't do anything for my ring? We know damn well he didn't do anything for that ring. So I don't want to get
We came back down 18-0 to win that championship against you in the final against Fahad.
That was all EB and Shaq. I don't know.
All EB and Shaq. Just know Omar made a 4th down catch to extend the drive on the game-winning drive. Don't forget that.
Oh, Toast. I don't want to hear it. What?
All right, so I've got a question here.
Take away to him first. Speed one predictions. All right, week one predictions.
All right, week one predictions. I'm gonna pull up the matchups.
Schedule. All right. Habibi Elite versus Palestine Panthers. We already said.
Habibi Elite easily.
Elite. It's Palestine Panthers. That's what do you call
That's
it?
Faras's team.
Faras's team. Yeah, that's gonna be 36. That's gonna be 36-8. They'd be lucky to get a touchdown. Mu'minin versus OP Block.
We might drop
I'm taking OP
50 on.
Block. I'm taking OP Block. Sometimes a team with nothing to lose is the
Oh
best
my.
team, is the most dangerous team to play. No, no, no. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. No one on your team has seen anyone play on this team. So if you're gonna, in the back of your head, you're taking them lightly. You know, like run of the mill, OP Block, OP Burbs. You know, we've never seen these guys play before. They hop in, and who knows?
Are you seriously picking OP Block?
I'm picking the coin toss. I'm picking the upset. My upset alert of this week is OP Block over Mu'minin. I can see them taking the lead early. You're like, whoa, 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 what the hell? And then because you were lackadaisical in the beginning, thinking it was gonna be easy, then you push on the gas, but it's gonna be a little bit too late. So I'm taking OP Block, 21-17. We already know you're picking Mu'minin. El Shabab versus Gallery at Guardians.
I'm taking Al Shabab.
I
This might be game of the week. This might actually be the most competitive game of the week.
Stoneheads Abu Hamda's never won a playoff game to save his life. What makes you think it's gonna start now?
He's gonna win. He's gonna win his first regular season game, week 1. I believe. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Yeah, I'm facts over feelings. I'm taking the 0.0.
Your facts over feelings. You chose OP Block over Mu'minin, and your facts over feelings.
Yeah, I'm taking the idea that you've never seen them play before, and that's gonna catch you off guard. And you know I'm right. And I know you're gonna be taking that game lightly. And then the game of the week: Jerusalem Jags versus Team Sprite. Now, last time we played Dumi's team last year, which it went down to the wire. We won the.
Oh, this is an easy blowout win for Jerusalem Jags.
In the week 6 game where we were 5-0.
Ouija's in Boston.
Let me finish.
Ouija's
We
in
were
Boston.
5-0. We were 5-0, and we already had the first seed solidified. So we started doing a QB carousel. I started playing quarterback Ben. So we lost that game barely still. But when it mattered, we beat Dumi's team in the regular season as well. So we got that dub on our record. So, but this team, I mean, Egypt is coming in from Boston. I don't know if he's gonna be on time. It's a 12 o'clock game, so I know Sohaib's gonna be on time. That's a good plus.
Don't get me started on Suhaib.
It's a 12 o'clock game, Toke. So your point about him being late
Listen,
doesn't apply
12
here. It's
o'clock.
not applicable, Tokes.
Suhaib might be eating a Whataburger sandwich and sipping on a Diet Coke. Look, the only thing Suhaib is useful for in 2026, the only thing Suhaib is good at is just eating and drinking and maybe giving you water if you're dehydrated. Suhaib isn't making a difference anymore. He's washed. He's fat. He's gained so much weight. He's so fat now.
Who's your pick and what's the score, bro?
I got Jerusalem Jags by 30.
Tokes, you're so biased. It's crazy. By 30, be realistic, bro. Like, you know, our team, you know, any defense I run, it always is a top 2 defense. Dumi's not putting up 30.
Dumi's picking apart that defense.
But I might be switching to safety this season, so be on lookout, boys.
That's even better. That's even better for Dumi.
We saw Dumi fall apart like Swiss cheese, like holes in him like Swiss cheese against I had Stoneheads Abu Hamda in the playoffs. Why? What was that because of? I'm bringing in the facts right now. Let me refresh your mind because you're on that team. Because of Amon Alan's rushing. It shut down Dumi. Dumi's the one quarterback. He's like Rodgers. If you put a little bit of pressure on him, he can do absolutely nothing. He'll be running for his damn life. And now you're telling me we got Sohaib and Yusuf Q running at him?
Yeah. Are you bouncing on it? Are you bouncing
on it? I'm taking us 21. I'm taking us 18-16. It's gonna be a team. We went on a 2-point conversion. Book it. It might go to OT. It just might.
All right, that concludes that segment, and I think that concludes our first ever nightcap. We want to appreciate everyone. You know, we pushed it to an hour. We usually want to keep these around 30 to 40 minutes, but it was the first ever nightcap, so we had a lot to talk about. This will be up on the YouTube. We'll clip it up and have some things on the IG later. Hamada, anything you want to say before we head on out?
Mu'minin, Tokes fled the scene. Lil Beans, Sprite and 5.
All I've got to say is Team Sprite, Egypt on a flight. He's going home this night. Mu'minin in 5. We out.